Hello students, this is Sonia Khetrpal, TGT Science KV number 3, Agra. Welcome to my class. Today we will be studying chapter number 6, Life Process from class 10th Science. The topic for today will be transportation in plants and animals. First of all, a question comes to us, what is transportation? And why it is needed in an organism. Transportation means to transport the substances from one place to another. We need to transport food, water, minerals, nutrients, oxygen and other materials from one place to another in the body of an organism. The waste products also need to be transported. They have to be transported to excretory organs for elimination from the body. Otherwise, if they accumulate in the body, they will be harmful for the body. Now, we will be studying transportation in animals. Transportation in animals, we will be studying in human beings. Human beings have a circulatory system. A circulatory system is responsible for transportation of various substances in human beings. It is composed of heart, blood and blood vessels. Heart. Heart is a muscular organ. It is made up of cardiac muscles. It is a pumping organ which pumps the blood throughout the body. It is a triangular shaped structure. The lower part of the heart is tilted towards the left. It is present or located in thoracic cavity, or in simple words we called it as a chest cavity. Structure of heart. The human heart is composed of 4 chambers. We are mammalian. Human beings are mammals. We are having a 4-chambered heart. The upper 2 chambers are called as the atrium and the lower chambers are called as ventricles. In this way we have right atrium and left atrium. Similarly, right ventricle and left ventricle. Heart is surrounded by a thin membrane which is called as pericardium. This pericardium protects the heart from external injuries. Septum. Septum is a kind of division or a partition between the right and the left part of the heart. It helps or it prevents the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, or in simple words we can say pure or impure blood, which increases the efficiency of the body. If it gets mixed, the efficiency of the body will be decreased. Valve. Valve prevents the backflow of blood. Valves are present between atrium and ventricle. When the valve closes, the backflow of blood during the contraction of heart is stopped. Now we will study the diagram and function of the heart in detail. As you can see over here, the heart is divided into 4 chambers. The upper 2 chambers are called as atrium and the lower chambers are called as ventricles. Right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. The right hand side, as shown by blue color, is containing deoxygenated blood. The blue color signifies deoxygenated blood, means the blood rich in carbon dioxide, and the red color on the left hand side signifies oxygenated blood, means the left hand side is containing pure blood or oxygenated blood, whereas the right hand side is containing the deoxygenated blood. The right hand side is separated from the left hand side by a septum in between. This septum prevents the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, which increases the efficiency of the body. There are valves present between atrium and ventricles. These valves prevent the backflow of blood during contraction of the heart. The right hand side receives impure or deoxygenated blood from whole of the body through vena cava. Superior vena cava from the upper body part and inferior vena cava from the lower body part. Both of them drain their blood into right atrium. When the right atrium gets completely filled with the blood, it drains the blood into right ventricle. Similarly, the left hand side receives the blood. The left atrium receives the blood from lungs through pulmonary vein. The oxygenated blood after reaching left atrium is drained into left ventricle. When the heart is in the relaxation mode or in the relaxation state, both the atrium start filling the blood. When both the atriums, the right and left one, completely gets filled with the blood, the valves open, and as the valves open, the blood start coming into ventricles. Ventricles start getting filled with the blood, both the ventricles, right as well as left, at the same time. When they completely get filled, the valves closes so that there is no backflow of blood from the ventricle back into atrium. Now the heart contracts. The muscles of the heart contracts. And when the heart contracts, the blood from the right ventricle is pushed into pulmonary artery to be sent to lungs for purification. And from the left ventricle, it is sent to whole of the body parts through the largest artery called as aorta. In this way, the circulation of blood takes place inside the heart. Now, we will be studying about circulation of blood in humans. The circulation of blood in humans include two types of circulation. The first one is pulmonary circulation. As the name suggests, pulmonary means lungs, means the blood is moved or passed from heart to lungs and from lungs back to heart. The deoxygenated blood is sent from heart through pulmonary artery to lungs for purification or for oxygenation. After oxygenation, the oxygenated blood or the pure blood passes from lungs back to heart through pulmonary vein. The other circulation is systemic circulation. Then, as the name suggests, systemic means including the systems of the body, means the blood which is deoxygenated blood is passed from whole of the body to the heart, and the blood which is oxygenated is passed from the heart to all of the body parts. Together these two circulations make double circulation. To summarize it, we can say the blood from whole of the body part is collected in vena cava. This blood is passed into right atrium. From right atrium it enters right ventricle, and from right ventricle it is sent to lungs through pulmonary artery. In lungs it gets oxygenated, and after oxygenation it is passed to pulmonary vein, through pulmonary vein into left atrium. From left atrium it enters left ventricle, and from left ventricle it is pushed into aorta, and aorta sends back the blood to whole of the body part. This way double circulation takes place. How to define double circulation? As the name suggests, double means 2 times. The blood passes through the heart twice or 2 times in one complete cycle of the body. One time in deoxygenated form, and in the other time it is in the oxygenated form. From the body to heart, from heart to lungs, from lungs back to heart, and from heart back to body parts. You can see here in the diagram the pulmonary as well as the systemic circulation together forming double circulation. Now we will study about blood vessels. Blood vessels are of 3 types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries are thick-walled. They have thick and elastic walls. Do you know why they have thick and elastic walls? Because the blood flows in them with pressure. So as to bear that pressure, they have thick and elastic walls. They generally carry oxygenated blood, and they carry the blood from the heart to other parts of the body. Pulmonary artery is an exception because it carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to lungs for oxygenation. Veins. Veins are thin-walled. It is because the blood flows in them with low pressure. They generally carry deoxygenated blood, and they carry the blood from different parts of the body to heart. Pulmonary vein is an exception because it carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to heart. Capillaries are narrow, thin-walled blood vessels between the arteries and veins. They help in diffusion of gases, nutrients, and other materials between the blood and body parts because they have very thin wall and the diffusion can occur through them very easily. Now we will see how transportation takes place in plants. Plants have specialized vascular tissue called as xylem and phloem. These two tissues help in transportation of materials in plants. Xylem. Xylem is responsible for transportation of water and minerals. It only transports in upward direction from the roots to the aerial parts of the plant. It is composed of 4 components: tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fiber. It is mostly dead. The xylem vessel, xylem tracheid, and xylem fibers are dead cells. Only the xylem parenchyma is living cell. Tracheids and vessels are the conducting elements of xylem, means they conduct water and mineral from one part to another, whereas xylem parenchyma stores food for the xylem, and xylem fiber gives strength to the xylem. The xylem makes a continuous tube in plants which runs from roots to stem and right up to the veins of the leaves. Means it transports the water and minerals from roots to the veins of the leaves or to upper parts of the plant. Ascent of sap. The upward movement of water from roots to different parts of the plant is called as ascent of sap. Transpiration pull. Now the word comes transpiration. Transpiration is the removal of excess water from the leaves in the form of water vapors. Xylem. Transpiration through stromata creates vacuum or a low pressure area in the leaves. This suction pull is called as transpiration pull. The transpiration pull sucks the water column from the xylem tubes and thus water is able to rise to great heights even in the tallest plants. It will be clear to you by this diagram. As you can see, the arrows, the red or orange arrows are showing the transport of water from the roots till the veins of the leaves through the xylem tissue. And the transpiration pull is from leaves to roots. Now, how the transport of food take place? Do you know where is food formed? Food is formed in the leaves by the process of photosynthesis. The tissue responsible for the conduction of food is phloem. Phloem is composed of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and bast fibers. Phloem is mostly living. Sieve tubes, companion cells and phloem parenchyma are living cells, whereas the bast fibers are only dead cells in the phloem. Sieve tubes are the conducting elements of the phloem. Means they help to conduct the food from the leaves to other parts of the plant. It transports food in both the directions, upward as well as downward direction. This transport of food is called as translocation. It's an active transport because in this energy is used. The flow of substance through phloem takes place in both directions, as I told you, in both the ways, upward as well as downward. Thank you and have a nice day.